These are examples of magazines and various types of pages that I will be analysing throughout this Appendix 5 task. I will now be analysing a double-page spread and a contents page from two different Kerrang magazines. I will analyse the double-page spread first. Now, this double-page spread covers Bring Me the Horizon, a mainstream rock band, giving details on their new albums and their contemporary experiences that have, as the pictures connote, hit their band pretty badly over the past year. The main image on the middle of the double-page spread seems to connote depression and anguish, taking into account the facial expressions of the applied makeup of the band members, making them look seemingly undead. The blood tears may connote pain or depression as well, as tears are an obvious sign of depression, but if they are blood, it only emphasises on this emotion. These further displays feelings of concern as there are two nurses talking to him in a rather sinister fashion, meaning that his problem may be mental or rather than physical, meaning that the artist may have had something damaging happen within his life. Smaller images at the top of the double-page spread display the preferred reading of a hospital, and the makeup connotes death or sickness, making the situation seem really bad for the band, probably displaying that they are already dead inside, especially when you look back to the main middle image. On the left page there are two drop capitals, one on the top left and one in the middle left. The size of these capitals refers to the significance of the stories within, and it also differentiates the two main story sections. Probably the start of the two most influential factors within the interviews. These two sections of the articles are separated within a thin leading, so you can tell when the paragraphs start and end and when the totally different story starts and ends. The writing seems to go on to the right page's bottom left corner, showing that the writing has been placed around the images. At the bottom left of the left page, at the bottom right of the right page, there is page numbers and the Kerrang title as well, showing both, obviously, the page number, but also the advertising Kerrang. In the middle of the left page, there is the pull quote, "I was pissed off, angry, and I couldn't enjoy anything," with the artist's name underneath it. This interlinks with the earlier connotation of psychological anguish for the artist. This is on bold to attract the eyes of the reader, so that as soon as he turns the page, he is intrigued by the large writing and rather interesting text. All the writing in the double-page spread is white, including the writing on the main artist's t-shirt, whilst having a black background, connoting the darkness within the rather depressing situation, and it fits in with the zombie afterlife theme, as the writing is the same colour as the people's skin within the double-page spread. Little snippets of information from the right side of the double-page spread, one at the top left, and one just anchored to the white nurse's scrubs, making the information clear while still being actively involved in the house style of the magazine. Another image in the top right of the right page shows another band member with a nurse displaying a gesture of silence, showing that there are things that the artist doesn't want to show, or that the readers must be quiet, as it is stereotypical of a mentally unable person to need a quiet atmosphere. I will now be analysing a contents page of a slightly older issue of the Kerrang magazine. Notice that the eyes are instantly drawn to the pyrotechnics in the top right of the contents page. This is simply aimed at the target audience, as it is used to intrigue them, as it relates to the violent and the anger-related rock genre of music that Kerrang covers. To the top left of the main pyrotechnics page, there are two main featured stories within the magazine. They are the two main ones, as they are the largest images displaying the double-page spreads within the magazine. Page numbers and brief descriptions of these magazine articles are anchored onto the right of them, displaying where you need to look to find these main articles. In the middle of the page, there is a masthead followed by "This Week," displaying what news has happened over the week and what news is featured within the issues of the weekly magazine. In the bottom left of the contents page, there are the names of the photographers who took both the cover photo and the contents photos within the magazine, displaying who deserves the credit within the Kerrang imagery. To the right of this In the bottom left is the editor, and a quote from the editor, covering recent updates and information that will be extended upon within the magazine. Above the quote, there is a picture to give the magazine more of a personal touch, further amplified by the signature of the editor. To the right of this, there is a prize of a Sony Ericsson phone package worth over £400, displaying with a picture of the phone with the 3 logo on it, an example of advertising within Kerrang, as advertising is its main source of income, essential to the subsidiaries of conglomerates such as Kerrang. Behind the picture, there is an explosion-looking background around it, giving the impression that it is flying out of the page towards you. A very simple technique, but very effective, as we automatically objectify this offer as extremely important. To the top left of this offer, there is a little bannered icon. There's a little bannered icon with cover story written on it, connoting that is one of the main stories they have covered within the Kerrang magazine. These cover stories are scattered throughout the contents page, further connoting that they are the priority stories within the magazine. The different areas are split up into 8 sections: Win, News, Feedback, Live Reviews, Features, Gig Guide, and K-Quiz albums. These subtitles are in yellow, with a black banner matching the house style of all the previous Kerrang magazines and the masthead of the Kerrang magazine, conforming to the magazine's general style. These banners are on a white background, showing a massive contrast within the magazine, so that the readers can easily differentiate the information from the titles of the story. To the right of the phone prize, there is an example of institutional convergence, as Relentless has teamed up with Kerrang to create a Relentless tour in 2011. This section is used to advertise the event and cross-promote both institutions. And at the bottom right, there is information on a black banner giving detailed information on Kerrang and how to get discounts on their next magazine issue, making it easier for the audience to access their media texts.